Well, how about it? Y'all guys getting more updates every day. As long as I can keep willing. Anyway, more signs that this car's been in a crash. This mirror is not blue. It's been painted. Go figure. Anyway, I was looking at this because I know I gotta make a little patch panel and cut this rust out, but I started getting a wire wheel along the seal here. Focus. And I'm seeing signs of rust. I'm hoping this isn't rusting from the inside out, but all the more reason why I need to sand all this to bare metal and spray on rust reformer to help protect that metal, because if I turn around and paint over rusted metal, even if you sand it down, you haven't converted the rust. It's still rust. Eventually it will rust through. Case in point, when I did this hood, because it was nastier than hell and it was rusted too, but at the time I didn't really care, there are signs that the rust is coming through. So, but I don't know what I'm going to do with this hood. It's a decent hood. It still needs to be sanded down all the way to bare metal. Rust encapsulated, guide coated, well, sealed, epoxy primer sealed and everything else. It's a good RS hood, but I really wanted either a Cal induction or a Z28 hood, or a Cal inducted Z28 hood. I don't know yet, but in the meantime, it's still a hood. Anyway, we'll get back to this. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to cut. I'm going to take my headliner out and make sure nothing catches on fire in there. Take this out from here, just about here. Right? Straight metal. There's my patch piece. You can see it in the dust there. I got to replace all this because all this is rusted through. I sprayed a little bit of primer right there, but I got, as you can see underneath this seal, I've got surface rust starting to show. Anytime where there's just surface rust, spray it down. Even if I never get my engine running yet, see, here's another hole that I found underneath this bubbling paint, which I'll have to take this apart and cut out and patch. This one, I just don't know. I think that's a strike, not a rust hole. But I'll have to either get a stud gun or something and pull that dent out. There was some surface rust here, but there's some dents right there. I don't know where those dents come from. It used to not be there, and there's no telling when you had a car sit for so long. Anyway, I'll have to pull those dents out, work it. But this roof, as you can see, the primer is that 1980s Chevrolet primer where the paint don't stick because it's lead based. I gotta sand this car down to bare metal. There's all it is to it. Ironically, I haven't been able to find any Bondo on this end, and I just sprayed this on here so I can get a good look and see if there's any dents, and there was none. But I could feel a few low spots in this area. Now this spoiler, I've been trying to find another glass, one that has a defrost in it, because I'm converting it to defrost a vehicle. And it's got this stupid wing on it. I hate this wing. You can't find gaskets for it, but you see I had to put silicone on it to keep it from leaking. But that's going. Here's the sign of some rust. Right there. Just surface rust, but rust nonetheless. And here's some more right here. All along here. That'll have to be sanded to bare metal. And it'll have to be sanded out. So you see where these bubbles are? That's where it was rusting under the original paint. Well, whoever resprayed this back into the car. And it started rusting underneath the paint, bubbling through. There's a little ding I gotta take out of the fender there. The fender's not in terrible shape, but I know it's tweaked a little bit because the pinch welds, or somebody jacked up on the pinch welds. Well, I'll have to figure out a way to pull those out without burning my car down to the ground. There's another little dent right there. Try to save an original fender before I have to go try to buy one because they never fit. That lip is cracked. It's sad though, because I mean, these are getting harder and harder to find. The driver's side fender doesn't look bad at all. Yep, I'll keep you guys updated. Okay, more updates. I'm running out of daylight, as it's indicated here. Work outside. I need to string some LEDs up here. Y'all guys let me know if y'all have any recommendations. Yep, this mirror was blue. There's bare metal, which I think is steel. Original factory primer, blue. Somebody sanded it down and put another coat of primer on it, and then this base color. So I won't be wasting too much time on this mirror because I'm going to put electric mirrors on here. But I just kind of wanted to see the story behind that. Again, I'm gonna have to come in here with the rust panel, patch panel, and make a patch. I'll leave this glass in while I'm doing that because I'm not worried about this glass. It's already delaminating and it's cracked to hell. So, but I will pull the seal out right here so I can get behind it. And as you can see, I sanded it down quite a bit, but you see them dark spots? Let me turn the light on here. There you go. I don't know if it helps a little bit, but there's a little bit of surface rust. There's some rust. There's little dark spots right there. It's just rust all along the window edge. I didn't see any coming back out this way. It's just right along the window. So I'll pull the seal out, sand it down real good, and encapsulate that. We're not going to worry about repairing this until I get my patch panel and some argon and some steel. I got a welder, so that's half the battle. I got this down to bare metal, this entire cell panel. This is where the two roofs were welded together. But I don't know if this is factory or if this is somebody did some body work. I think this is factory though, because here's a little splotch of lead right here. It's kind of bubbling a little bit, but lead doesn't rust, so I'll just fill it. To hell with it, right? But yeah, you can see right all in there, all that rust. That I'll have to take this. I'm just going to take this hatch off, which I really don't want to expose my interior to the elements, but I may just have to strip this entire interior out and junk up my garage, throw it all in there so I can get this body work done. There's a lot of low spots right here where somebody's bang 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 with a hammer or something. But there's low spots, but there's not any high spots, so we can work with that. I'll turn around and get that stud gun and weld a couple studs and a slide hammer, pull that out. But that's not my issue. See all this black? That's rust. All right, here's rust. Seems like the further I sand down to the metal under the primer, there's rust. Surface rust right there, see? And I don't know if you can tell, but you see all those bubbles coming up through the primer? I'm willing to bet you there's rust behind that primer, because whoever did the body work on this car beforehand, there's some rust right there, did not put a rust reformer before they sprayed the primer sealer. so it just rusts out from underneath it. Now I'm gonna pull some wax and grease remover out from the garage that I had, and some paper towels from my wife's kitchen, and I'm gonna wipe all this dust off and spray it down with this rust reformer. But at least it'll be a protected surface. It won't rust anymore until we get ready to put primer on it. Now guys, I don't know, man, this is taking me 2 days to do one little cell panel, and I haven't even done any bodywork correction yet. I'm just getting the rust off. So am I sanding this car by hand all the way down to the bare metal and starting again? Probably. That's probably the best thing to do. Won't lie to you. Take off all the ground effects, front bumpers, and just get the sanding on it. But that being said, y'all guys recommend a good soda blast on an 80s model car? I don't want to do sandblast because there's too much rust. I don't want to blast a hole in it. But just like a baking soda blasting probably be the best way to go. If you guys know some people around the Houston or Beaumont area in Texas, Southeast Texas, please give them a ring, have them ring me, and we'll talk about some money, because that's taking a lot of effort just in 2 days. And I'm just using shop supplies I have around the shop, so I'm not even spending any money on this right now. But I have got to get this sanded down or blasted down. Hell, I wouldn't even mind if the engine bay was sandblasted, because we're going to repaint the engine bay too. So anyway, put your comments down below. Am I doing this right? Am I doing this wrong? What would you do different? And I figured I don't have any money to rebuild the motor right now. There's the old 305 right there. We still got to figure out what we're going to do with that. And see, it's just some surface rust here on this fender, so that's savable. Sand it down, maybe even blast it down to bare metal. I'm hoping it's not bent, and if it is, will it come back around when I get the pinch weld straightened back out. But got a few little dents on this fender, but no rust holes. It's not rusted through, it's a solid fender. This door, I'm trying to debate if I want to keep this door and trade out the guts like I did the other side, or just swap a whole door, because I'm going to electric windows and power mirrors. Excuse me. Yeah, this whole hatch is going to have to do something. Look at that big, huge gap. It's the reason why I parked it underneath something like this anyway. I'm trying to save my interior. And there's our 6.0 iron block with LS3 heads that I need to have repaired. Nothing wrong with the heads per se, other than probably upgrade the springs and trunnions, but that right there makes me nervous. It's an exhaust bolt. I'm hoping a good machine shop can fix that. And I gotta get this bored out. I'm gonna get it bored out to a stock 6.2 if I can't find a different engine block. Yeah, there's a whole stock rotating assembly for a 6.0. The rings were gone, but not rings, the bearings. The bearings were gone, but the rings were good. There was no scarring on the engine block, so I don't know if I'm going to rebuild it or just buy a kit motor, crate motor, because I just don't have the time these days. I really want to get this car on the road, because this car has been a 3-year lawn ornament. Wife says don't get rid of it because it makes me happy. I'm like, well, yeah, driving it makes me happy. But the 305 is gone. There's no point in that. It's froze up. One of these days I'll get to tearing it down just to see what went wrong with it. Is it rebuildable? I don't know. Would I put it back in this car? No. Well, anyway, let me get to... I'm rambling. I need to stop rambling. Nobody wants to sit here and watch a video of a guy ramble. Alright, now let me wipe all this down. I don't know if this is the good stuff or the bad stuff, but since we're doing rust, why not Rust-Oleum? Again, not a sponsor. I just go to my local Advanced Auto Parts and just start buying stuff usually. So, just because it's around the block. No sponsors on this build. Alright, let's see here. This is, like I said, this is a rust encapsulator and converter. This is not black paint. See? Rust-Oleum stopped rust. Not that I would mind a black car. I'm not painting this car black. Too many black cars. No offense to black car guys. Take that back. No offense to people that have black cars. I'm gonna get in trouble. Anyway, I'll sand it down again. But it's probably got runs in it because I'm not a professional painter. But we're just encapsulating the paint. Yeah, just make sure rust reformer. Okay. Remove loose paint with a wire brush or sandpaper. Hey, we did that. Anywho, yeah, it's runny as crap, but she still needs to be sanded down some more. I'll sand those out. Whew. Why not? Anyway, oh, there's some bare metal here, so let's spray that. Not that I care. I mean, we're not going to do with that mirror, but... Ugh. Now you can see those dots. Yeah. And what does somebody do? Put a 1/4 inch of Bondo on it and call it a day. It's just messed up. Well, since we know we're sanding this fender anyway, let's cover the rust. Maybe it'll convert the rust into something we can use. Doubt it, because I'm not getting to the bare metal. The struggles of working outside, ladies and gentlemen. Struggles of working outside. Alright, I'm going to end the video here. There's not much I can do now, so we'll do some more sanding and or blasting, at least, you know. Even if we turn around and blasted this area again, that I just, rust repaired. It's not going to hurt anything because, well, all we did was convert the rust to a primable surface. And we can just sand that, so it's not a big deal. Okay, enough rambling. I gotta go.